Okay, we have to have a disclosure. Please read the disclosure. We have the future market is on the left corner, and Forex is on the right corner. And then we have the charts with the fibs. And then we can see every market enter, target, and trade. Then we see the signal, entry price, safe entry, the target, PNL, target hit, trailing stop, stop loss. And then as the example here on the British pound, we have an entry and here's our target. You see the same thing, the same story as an example on the NASDAQ. We already hit the target on the NASDAQ. And so you will see from the chart the targets and you see the fibs, you see the entry and the trailing stop, and everything is automated. So I'm going to stay quiet and please copy the trades if you want to, but it's on your own risk. Thank you very much. If anybody have a question, can welcome to call me or contact. I'll try to stay quiet the rest of the session. Thank you. Okay, for the ones are chasing sorry, for the ones are chasing the ES. If we notice, the ES is just going back and forth between the target and the trailing stop because the trailing stop is a fib line, support line, and once this market hit the target, there is not much going on anymore. Actually, it's done, as you see right here. We have also the Nasdaq hit the target. Uh, there is nothing left on the Nasdaq. Actually, it's time for reversal on the Nasdaq. For whoever is out there want to take a long on Nasdaq, you really have to be thinking seriously because there is no more trade long on the Nasdaq. It's just short on the Nasdaq for reversal. What else we have? We have the RTY and the Russell. I don't have the chart for the Russell. I'll add it. The YM, Nasdaq, and the DAX hit. Let's look at the DAX. Okay. Also, the DAX hit the target. So we have the DAX hit the target, the Russell hit the target, and Nasdaq. The YM is struggling today. It's not really going smooth. Also, the 30-year Treasury bond has been flat, but on the signal, it's been a bit flat. We don't have a new signal on the 30-year Treasury bond. Let's look at the forex. I usually look at the euro dollar. There's not much going on. Let's look at the Aussie dollar. You gotta be careful on the Aussie dollar. We have a resistance line right before the target. So if anybody taking those copy and the signal from the Aussie dollar, you have to be careful with the double resistance right below the target. So you might consider getting out of that trade at 9033. But there is not much going on anymore. Most of them hit the target. The DAX, the ES, YM. Let's look at the CL. This is the second time at the ES going to the target and pulling back. We have hit the target a couple times, three times, and every time we hit the target, we go back to the support line, which a major support line is around 2350. 2350, this is your major support line. And actually, there is no more trades after this target. So for whoever is out there trying to take a long on the ES, this is a very risky. The next stop on the ES is 32.50, but that trade is a very risky trade. I would not take long anymore on those area here. You got to be careful with the ES if you are considering taking long on the ES. This is a really very a high risk area on the ES. I'll stay quiet, and then um, if there's anybody have a question, contact. As you see, we have an entry on the ES at 2250, and we're about to hit the target. We have a little support on the ES right there, and we have a small support at the 18. And then on the way, we have a projection 15. Then this is straightforward down. On that new signal, we earned 15 ticks, 16 ticks on that signal. Whoever took that trade, he must be a happy man. The YM is about to hit the target. We had the entry at 63, and we're about to hit the target on the YM is over. The Nasdaq, we just have a new entry. No, we don't have a new entry on the Nasdaq, but we have a new entry on the RTY on the Russell. Let's look at the ES. It came in right to the support line at 18, exactly to the support line at 18, pulling back, but we have the target at 713. It's lovely trade, actually. Don't let this pullback scare you because it was a support line on the ES at 18 level. So now we're going back to retest the 18 level. If we break the 18 level, then the next stop is 15. This is a 3 more point. So if you can hold your, if there's anybody taking trade out there, if you hold a little bit longer, you can get probably 3 more point on it because the support line is a very strong on 1825. This is the key, 1825. And if we can break that level, we're next level is 15, 715. This is a very nice trade. You can see this is the key, folks, right there, 18 level. You can see how many times the bars came in, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times to 18, and probably is about to break it. You can see how the ES respecting this number. It is very nice whether you are a manual trading or an automated trading to understand what's going on in the market. And you can see now the ES trying to push the 18 level. It is very important to push the 18 level to go down to the target. And you can see how the ES is struggling on the 18 level. So if you are in that trade, stay calm. If the ones they're trying to get in into this trade, you cannot trade right now on that ES. It's too late to get in any trade right now on the ES. I love accuracy in the system. If we look at the Aussie dollar, buying is irrelevant in each market, but the accuracy. And if we look at this fib line, you have this is the first time, the second time, and the third time trying to break the same fib line. And if we look at the ES, we have the same thing. We have the same fib line, and the market really respected those numbers at 718. And now look, we're about to break the fib line of Aussie dollar. There is a buyer start coming in. The next stop is 9032, and you will watch it how the market respect those lines. They are very important. Look at the ES, came in down to the take, rejected to the same entry level, going back, retesting the 18, and in a way is stuck in that channel, trying to test the 2275. It's already plotted right there, and the 18, so we can see the ES in those two got stuck in those channels. And that's why, sadly, sometimes the ES traders do not see the potential, or they don't see where this market getting stuck at. And even if you are auto trading, it's nice to see what's going on in the trade. So the market came in one time, two times, three times, four times on the ES at 18 level, going back and forth, testing those levels, the 2250, coming back to the 18, And look, it's the same story on the Aussie dollar. I thought it's gonna break it. It didn't break it. The probability is coming to this level here, 95.6. So we will watch those two and see what will happen. All of them are fully automated. Keep your eye on the Aussie dollar and the fib line at 9032. Keep your eye on it, please. The Aussie dollar. You can see the Nasdaq hit the target, and after the Nasdaq hit this target, one time, two times, three times, four times, five times, six times, the Nasdaq didn't go any farther away from the target, and this is lovely. It is very clear how we can see the market. The minute this Nasdaq hit this target, this is really accurate. And look at this: one time, two times, three times, four times, five times, six times, and now it's going back to the 8650 actually. And he has now going back to test those levels here, 18 again, one more time. Once you see how the market works, it's a very simple. The target on the ES is 713. We hit the 18 level four or five times the fib line, and then the market was struggling at the 2718. So for any guy outside trying to take a trade or copy a trade, you should be if you should be careful with the 2718. This is your very major support. And if we break the 2718, we are going straight to the 713. So this is a lot of ticks in between. And now we find, as you see, the ES went into the major resistance line and then didn't make it. And now we're going back to test 18, folks. And look, it works like a clock. It's going straight down to test the 18 level. We have this one hit the target as well. Just hit the target. We have a new signal on the British pound. See it here on the market. This is where you have a buy entry. Here is your safe entry, the trailing. If you notice, we have a fib line at 40077. And if we break this 75 right there, we're going directly to the target. There is no struggling on the way. Now we are back on the ES. It is very important, the 18 level, folks, because if we see from the previous bars that we're at 18 level, and now we are going down to the 18 level. So it is very important to keep your eye on the 18 level, and we will look at the British pound to see if it's going to break the 74 level. If it is going to break the 74 level, that's mean we are going straight to the target. The 18 level on the ES, it is a very, very important key here. Let's look at this bar. Now the ES is going back to retest that number one more time. If you look on the British pound, it came into the 0074, exactly to the fib line. If we break that fib line, you can see this is the third bar come into the same level, the third bar. The same thing happened to the ES a few minutes ago on the 18 level, 2718. Couldn't penetrate those numbers. Let's see this time. Look, it's like a clock. The same thing on the British pound. You're respecting those numbers, 0074. Okay, there we go on the ES. Keep your eye on the ES, gentlemen. Let's look if it's going to bring that level. At the moment, from the last signal, we have 250 ticks from the last signals on the futures. Keep your eye also on the British pound, trying to break this level, 0075. It looks like it's going to break it right now. There is a lot of buyers coming in. You can see there is a lot of buyers coming in. That is going to penetrate this area here. And we are going directly to 18.9, 18.9, directly to the 18.9. There is a lot of buyers now. You can see there is a lot of buyers coming in. It's amazing how the market sometimes respect those numbers. I wish they respected all the time, but you can see how accurate most of the time. We cannot say every day, but most of the time they are extremely accurate. Somebody said the weight on the foot is not clear to the picture, so we're gonna go ahead and change the bar color on it. Hopefully, if you think I like this one, I think that will do it. I hope that will do it. See, if we look at the ES, folks, um, this is a lot of trouble. Uh, this is a lot of trouble on the ES. There is a lot of resistance line, a lot of resistance line, and this is a really nasty area to trade. And the probability this market gonna break all those level, uh, I'm not sure it's going to break all those level, but there is a lot of resistance areas here, and I would not advise you to take long on this area right now. Anything above the 27, 25, 27, 26, I strongly advise you not to take long because it is a very critical area here, and most likely you're not going to make it on the any kind of long trade here. I will be very cautious with that, and I will. There is no long here, folks. There is a lot of turbulence in this area. You should not. There is a lot of resistance, major resistance in those areas here. We have to be out of the clear before we can even consider taking a long trade. It's too early to jump on the long trade right now. Very early. The probability, my thinking is probably this market is going to bounce back from the 28.75. This is where the safe entry, this one here is a re-entry from the pulling back. As long as this ES below that number, 27, 28, 75, I will not go long because this is a re-entry point if you want to continue going short. So there is no long in here. And most likely this market is going to project from the 28, 75. Keep your eye closed on it and you will see it yourself. You can see how the ES is struggling. And this is really pleasant for a trader to be guided and not to jump in on the wagon and start taking a trade, not knowing what's going on. So we try to help as much as we can. Maybe we sometimes we get it wrong, sometimes we get it right. Yeah, but most of the time we get it pretty well, you know. And as you see here, by just showing you how to navigate around the ES, maybe that one or two traders can save a little headaches with it. And right now, I don't know who's out there, but this is a very, very critical area to take long. And actually, it's the opposite. This is a place where most of the professionals that will take short in this area. We're not out of the wood yet to take long. So let's look at it. The whole market start getting flat. So as I predicted, you can see the ES did not do anything. This is lovely. There is no trade on the ES, folks, so I'm gonna stay quiet. I'm not gonna just keep talking. And please follow the signals from the market analyzer, or you can follow the signals from down there from the scalpers. Whatever you, both of them are auto trade. You can decide which one you wanted to follow. Follow. And if you have any questions, please contact. Sure. As you see, guys, the ES can drive you crazy, and that's why uh, uh, it is very clear on that chart how the ES got rejected exactly where we were expecting, and it will be most likely it will be somewhere around the 23 level here. We'll see what will happen. In a way, the ES got stuck in those channels, and now there is nothing to trade from the ES. If we looking at the, but this is just an example, whether you are trading the Aussie dollar or not, we can see how the trailing stop and the safe entry came in exactly to the tick, whereas the trailing stop is a flooring fibs, and we know exactly where is our trailing stop one and our trailing stop two. The first one is a minor support line, and then we have a re-entry, safe entry to go long. If you wanted to go long, like the same way on ES, you can go short from the safe entry, and we can see on the ES from the first trailing stop got rejected, and here you can see from the first trailing stop got rejected. So this is a little bit of pleasant, even if you are auto trading, you know what's going on in this market. And on the ES, is nothing going to happen, folks. On the ES, nothing is going to happen. It's going to go back and forth, and it's not tradable, and not even auto trading. This is the most important thing. It cannot be auto traded right now, the ES, because it's stuck in this channel. If you have the knowledge in the market, and you are auto trading, then you will stop the auto trade for now because there is no direction on the ES. Those are small things. It makes a difference when you are auto trading to understand when to stop the auto trade and when to activate the auto trade. It's very important. That's why if you have a little knowledge on the in the market, that will really help you tremendous on your auto trading. There's nothing is going to happen here. Let's look the YM. It's the same story, nothing. But we'll keep our eye on the ES. The only one is really running today is the Nasdaq, and this one is based on one trade on the Nasdaq. For some reason, the Nasdaq is extremely accurate on that system, and on the Nasdaq, we got 215 ticks on that Nasdaq based on one contract, 215 ticks based on 221 ticks based on one contract. I mean, we had the buy entry from 53.25, and you can see how the Nasdaq came in exactly to the fib line, and there is not, it's gone, it's finished. We cannot do anything with the Nasdaq. It's done. It's way above the target. We cannot touch it anymore. It's not tradable anymore. And the ES is driving us crazy back and forth between those lines. So there is not much to do anymore between those trades. And if we look on the Aussie dollar, it's the same story. So there is not much going on in those ones. I guess, folks, there is not much going on for now. We have a target hit, this one here, and we have, what is the second one? Let's see. It was a very small trade, actually. They have a target hit on this one as well. Yes. We had a buy entry at 47, and we hit it exactly to the target. And look what happened to the Forex. Once the market hit, now it's going back to this area 49 level, and that's where it's going to drive you crazy back and forth. This is really interesting. Okay, folks, I think that's all what we have for today. God bless you all, and see you another day. Bye for now.